Well, good evening and welcome to the Wild Cardinal Network, Cardinals fans. This is Tony Nats and I'm in Spanish Fort to watch the wrestling team in a tri-match. I believe this is Cal Sella out there now as he's starting things out in the 112-pound class against a Spanish Fort opponent at the moment. Cal has given up 2 points there. And the Spanish Fort wrestler has a takedown. 2-0 is my score at the moment. There is two mats going on at this moment. We may have to switch back and forth, but there is a mat also to the right of your screen there that is in the darker colored mat. And I was told the JV or the younger players would be going on over there. But there was a little bit of confusion as far as where everybody was going to be wrestling. But Cal Sella is on the mat right now for St. Michael. He's got a 3 2-minute periods. There's a near fall. He's got 3 seconds on him. Cal is able to turn off his shoulder blades off of the mat, get away from the near fall, but he's still in trouble. He's still on his back, but he's trying to get off. He's got 2 points, I think, near fall. Now he's able to flip over. He's got away from the back. He's still under control of the Spanish Fort wrestler, but at least he's not on his back. I haven't seen any. There was a 3-point near fall for the Spanish Fort wrestler. And then if they're both going to start from the up position here, he should have been given a 1 point to Cal Sella. There it was, 1 point to Cal Sella for the escape. And they'll be starting from the upright position. Here's after they went out of bounds. Let me turn up the audio a little bit for you. I apologize. Probably a little bit low. Again, this is Tony Madsen for the Wild Cardinal Network. I'm in Spanish Fort as Cal Sella has opened the wrestling match for St. Michael. He's wrestling against against Spanish Fort Toro wrestler at the moment. I don't have rosters. I have to apologize for that. I'll see what I can't get as the night goes on. But Cal has control at the moment. As he's taking on a Spanish Fort wrestler in a 112-pound class, I believe. I have the score right now. If he's got that 2-point takedown, he gave him a 2-point near fall for Cal there. He had him on his shoulders for a moment. So the score, if I'm correct, should be 5-2. It'll be 3-2. So it should be 5-5 right now, if I'm keeping track correctly. And again, on the mat to the right is some JV wrestlers. I don't see any St. Michael wrestlers on that mat. There he's got another near fall for Cal. Cal Sella out there, 112-pound cast, and he sticks him. There's a pin in the first period for your St. Michael wrestler, Cal Sella, with a pin over the Spanish Fort Toro wrestler in the 112-pound class. They shake hands. As I mentioned, they have another match going on, a whole nother mat to the right of the red mat. They referred to the red mat as the varsity mat, so I'm assuming that all of the St. Michael wrestling will go on a red mat. If it doesn't, we'll just move the camera and show it on the black mat. There are two wrestlers taking off. That does look like a JV mat over there. The wrestlers, that would be a Spanish Fort and Fairhope, it looks like, as far as JV wrestlers, I'm assuming. And I'll have to break away. I have a camera on the scorer's table, but people tend to stand right in front of it. I'm going to have to find a better place for it. Okay. And that is a Fairhope JV and Spanish Fort going on in the right. Okay, as we go over to the Spanish Fort and Fairhope wrestling match, I didn't get over there quick enough, but we gave a forfeit in that weight class. Should be the 120-pound class. We forfeited to Spanish Fort. And so with a pin by Cal Sella at the 112, a 6 point, that'll be 6 points for the team. And then the 6 point forfeit there for Spanish Fort. That would give them 6 points as well. So I'm showing a team total then now as 6-6 at the moment. We'll put one camera over there. And we'll cut back to the St. Michael action on the red mat. This is Abraham Fiapu in wrestling against Spanish Fort. And this should be the 120-pound class. I don't have rosters. I apologize. We're here to just kind of point things out to you and try to keep track of the score for you. Abraham has control. Should have been given 2 points. Yeah. Abraham would be the red wrestler. If you notice the referee, he has a green armband and a red armband, and he'll raise that as he gives points to each player. They usually keep those bands as close to the uniform color as possible, so I'm assuming St. Michael would be the red band, or he'd raise his left hand for points. And they're both from the up position here after going out of bounds. And Abraham Fiapu wrestles in the 132-pound class. Neither wrestler has control there. As you hear the other whistles going off, there is another wrestling match going off to our right of your screen there. There's a JV. This is a tri-mat. Fairhope is up here tonight as well. We are wrestling the Spanish Fort right now. And then after this game, we'll wrestle Fairhope. So each wrestler will have 2 matches tonight. Kind of a stalemate at the moment with Abraham as Abraham tries to swing around behind. He should get 2. There it is, 2 points for a 2-point reversal for Abraham. And as long as he keeps the grasp there, he still has control. So there's not an escape yet. And you see the timekeeper come out, and that is the end of the first period. I'm thinking the score is, it should be 5-3. I'm guessing. Again, I put up a camera to see the scoreboard, and people came and sat in front of it. So I'm going to go down there as soon as I get a chance and move it so we can better keep track of the scores for you. But I believe it's 5-3. Abraham is up. He's going to start from what this is referred to as a referee's position, and he's in the bottom position to start the second period. And he's going to get a reversal here. I haven't seen it. The referee hasn't raised his hand yet, but there it is. 2-point reversal for Abraham. That should put him up 7-3. And he's going to try to keep control. He hasn't given up control yet. There's a bit of a stalemate there. As Abraham's trying to control his wrists. We're in the second period here as Abraham Fiapo, I believe he's up 7-3. And the other man is close to an escape, but Abraham brings him back down. He hasn't lost control this period. He started out on top of the referee's position and hasn't given up control since. So a bit of a stalemate for Abraham as he looks to turn his opponent. Abraham trying to gain some leverage. He's got himself a half Nelson on him and trying to turn him. But it's been a stalemate so far in the second period. Abraham's trying to turn him. He's got control of his wrists, but unable to turn him, get him on his back. So it's been a stalemate as there's a timekeeper as the end of the second period. And I believe Abraham Fiapo's up 7-3. As we'll start the third period, he will be in the down position to start the period. They chose to go in the upright position. That is an optional start. The Spanish Fort player chose to go from the stand-up position. He concedes a point that way. He's trying to get takedown points. He gives up a point in hopes of getting two here with a takedown. So he's in a little bit of desperation mode as he realizes he's got less than 2 minutes to make up about 4 points on Abraham. And so it should be 8-3 now since he gave up that stand-up point. And Abraham is given two there for control. Abraham with the takedown. That should be 10-3 as far as the score. And they're in the close to out of bounds. He's got him close to his back. They're not going to call out of bounds as long as he's on his back like that. You can't crawl out of bounds on your back. You can, but the referee's going to give you a little leeway on the out of bounds. He's looking like near fall points there. He's sweeping his hand. There's 3, 4 count. There was a 4 count. He should get near fall points out of this no matter what happens. You can't quite turn him. The Spanish Fort player has got his blades off the mat now. He's completely out of the circle, so I would expect a out of bounds call here. And he's second. He's not sweeping his hands. There's a pin. There's a pin right there. He had him in a near fall, never gave up, kept taking him all the way. He had him almost out of bounds. But Abraham Fiapo with the pin. So that would leave if I'm keeping my score correctly in the head, that would leave a team score of 12-6 now. St. Michael up over Spanish Fort after 3 matches. We've had 2 St. Michael victories, 2 St. Michael pins, and a forfeit in the 120-pound class. The next wrestler, as they get ready to go for St. Michael, should be Christian Roach at 138 pounds. And I'm not familiar with Christian. Is that Christian Roach, Joe? Do you know? The wrestler right there. I want to make sure who my wrestlers are. I believe that's Christian. Christian Roach is on a sophomore out of St. Michael. He is on the roster as wrestling right now. I apologize if I have a wrong wrestler here, but it's the person listed. A little bit of a distance away from the mat here in Spanish Fort. We're in the old Spanish Fort Gymnasium. And there's going to be a takedown. He's going to be given control to Spanish Fort, pardon. He hasn't given up control yet, but he's very close. He's only got one arm around, so St. Michael, there is certainly a reversal, although I haven't seen any points yet. There it is. 1 point for an escape for St. Michael. And 2 points. He gave a 2-point takedown for Spanish Fort. And then an escape for St. Michael. If my math is right, that's 5-3, Spanish Fort up. And a takedown. There's got to be a takedown by St. Michael. He didn't get control, though. He just, so no points scored. Again, I believe this is Christian Roach in the 138-pound class. As they're going towards the edge of the mat, they're going to be called out of bounds with nobody in control. So they'll start from the up position at center mat. And just a question from Coach Hicks. Clarify the score, I believe, at the scorer's table. And I misplaced my camera. I put it behind the fans. Decided to sit on the edge of the court. I will try to attempt to change that later on so we can get a accurate score, but I believe Spanish Fort is up here over Christian Roach. Should be 7-5. That's the start of the second period. And Christian started from the down position or bottom position. Spanish Fort trying to get the roll on him. He's got a half Nelson and trying to turn him. He's getting close there. A little Christian has got a hope. He turned himself back out of it. Almost an escape. Spanish Fort player has good hands here. We got the timekeeper out. That's the end of the period. They gave no points for that last, what looked like a takedown. I believe that's what the referee is saying. And Christian starts from the top position in our third period. And I believe he should be down by 2 points. I don't believe anybody got any points in that second period. Now here's going to be a reversal. There's a reversal for Spanish Fort. I'm sorry, Toros. Christian's almost got himself worked out, but got a little high, and Spanish Fort is going to keep control. And there's a escape for St. Michael. I believe the score will be 7-6 for Spanish Fort. Very close match here. Going all the way to the end of the third period. 2-point takedown for Spanish Fort. I believe that gives him a 3-point lead. Timekeeper is still at the table. All right, we got he's counting near fall points here. There's a sweep. He's stick. That's he got to his 5th count, and that will be a stick. Christian Roach ended up with his shoulder blades on the mat, and Spanish Fort will get a pin for that. I believe that ties them up at 12 points apiece as far as the team score at the moment. That would be 2 matches apiece. 1 forfeit, 2 sticks by St. Michael, and a pin by Spanish Fort in that last match. We've got 2 more wrestlers getting ready to go. I have the 144-pound class is Chase Patterson. I've got Chase Patterson listed as 144 pounds. If that's not Chase, forgive me, but I believe it is. No points so far in the first period. And if you hear a whistle, there is a match going on to the right of the St. Michael match. This being a tri-match tonight. Fairhope is here as well. as St. Michael. So after this match, you'll see St. Michael wrestle Fairhope. Chase Patterson is taken down and control given to Spanish Fort, so that's 2 points for the Spanish Fort wrestler. A bit of a stalemate there as Chase is able to just kind of maintain his position. Not able to escape, but he's not getting turned. Oh, there's a turn. He's on his back. Uh-oh, that may be trouble. Referee is counting near fall points. There's a stick. So Chase Patterson with a loss in the first period. And that should be 6 points for Spanish Fort. That should give them an 18-12 lead as far as a team score. Spanish Fort should be up 18-12. I'm going to call it 18-12 at the moment. There hasn't been a finish yet, a completed third period. So they've all been 6-point matches. In other words, a forfeit is 6 points. A pin is worth 6 points, so that should be 18-12. St. Milk are down by 6. There is a forfeit for the Spanish Fort. There was nobody to wrestle at that weight class. So that should give them 24-12 as far as a team score right now. And as they prepare, putting their bands around, St. Michael, of course, in the red. As the referee lifts his left hand, he'll get the scoring out of the referee's left hand, and Spanish Fort out of the right. They are the green wrestlers. And I've got, at 157 pounds, Eduardo Silva. We would have, at 150, we would have, that would have been our forfeit. So this is Eduardo Silva as 157 pounds. First period, and a takedown has been scored by Spanish Fort. Should be 24-12 as far as a team score. Eduardo at the moment should be down by a score of 2-0. Been a stalemate since the original takedown by Spanish Fort. Near stick on the other mat. There it is. There's some excitement from the Fairhope fans as their wrestler was able to get a pin. Over on the red mat, we have Eduardo Silva at the 157-pound class wrestling at the moment. He is down 2-0 in the first period. He's trying to get a reversal. The Spanish Fort player has control still, and he's got his leg, so he's trying to get out, but still no points given. But Eduardo's got his leg. Oh, as he's getting turned, he shouldn't get too high there. Eduardo's got him. Oh, almost close to reversal. The timekeeper's out there coming towards the end of the first period. That's what that strange person is on the mat as she comes out and signals the end of the first period. The referee, of course, does not watch the clock in any way, shape, or form. They send out a timekeeper at the end of each period. They're going to give him a stand. He takes the. He's signaling the optional stand up instead of the referee's position. Eduardo chooses the stand up position. I believe he gives up a point on that though. So it should be 3-0. Spanish Fort. St. Michael's still in the stalemate there. Got into a headlock and didn't get out of it. And out of bounds. And we'll start from the upright position again after going out of bounds. And Eduardo chose this in the second period. No wrestler with control yet. And if you're joining us, we're from St. Michael is at the Spanish Fort Gymnasium tonight for a tri-match, along with the Toros and Fairhope Pirates. And there is a swing over by the wrestlers. One edge of the mat to the other, and there's still nobody able to get control. They should be. The timekeeper's still at the table, so no time yet. There's an out of bounds. They're going to start from the upright position again. We're in the second period. The 157-pound class. I believe this is Eduardo Silva. And if I have the score right, he is down 3-0 as we're about to close out the second period. Spanish Fort wrestler had a takedown in the first period. It was a stalemate after that, and then Eduardo gave him the optional stand-up start in the second period. And there's a takedown by Spanish Fort. One and a takedown and near fall. He gave him a 2-point takedown there. That's what that signal was, and there is the fall or the pin by the Spanish Fort wrestler over Eduardo Silva. And that should give them a 28-12 advantage as far as a team score at the moment, as we look for the next wrestlers up. Eduardo Silva with a loss in the second period there. If I have the scorecard correct here, I've got Jesse Randolph, a senior, wrestling at 165 pounds next. There are wrestlers at the scoring table. I'm hoping that's Jesse Randolph. We're just talking to him a little bit about. They gave a forfeit to that wrestler. I'm not sure why, but there was a forfeit just given to that wrestler. And then we have a Spanish Fort wrestler up. It actually might be Colin Thompson. Perhaps Jesse Randolph wasn't here. But there was a forfeit given to Spanish Fort right there. And that would give them 34-12 as far as a team score. And this could be Colin Thompson out there. They've jumped around the roster a little bit for me. I believe it's Colin Thompson at 175. And there's going to be a takedown for Spanish Fort, 2 points for the Toro wrestler. I see Toby Edmonston on the stand-up, but next at 190 pounds. So this should be Colin Thompson out there. My apologies if it's not. But it's a 175-pound class if I'm following along correctly. And Collins should be down by a score of 0-2. Now they're going to give him a 1-point escape. Well, it should be 2-1. Spanish Fort wrestler with the advantage. Very aggressive match, or the most aggressive match we've seen so far tonight. Nobody's gained control yet. I've got the scores 2-1. There's given control or a takedown to Spanish Fort, so that should give the score of 4-1. That should be a score of 4-1. Okay. Yeah. Mr. Jerry Marlowe, executive producer, decided to show up tonight. Sweet. I think he's been in Italy on vacation the last 3 weeks. All right, and Colin Thompson with an escape there. Stand up. 1 point for the Reds. So I took my head away from the match for a second, but the score should be 4-2. Spanish Fort advantage. He's going to give the referee's position signal. That was the end of the period. And Colin is going to start the second period in the bottom position. Again, I believe I have a team score of 34-12. Spanish Fort over St. Michael. St. Michael has 2 victories so far this evening. And again, this should be Colin Thompson in the 175-pound category. He started out in the down position, so it's a stalemate so far. The other match is kind of close. There's a St. Michael wrestler on the other mat. Who's that over there, Jerry? I'm not sure. There's a St. Michael. There's another match. I've got 2 matches going on at once. Let's watch Colin here as he goes out of bounds. I'm not sure who that is over there. Okay, as they head out of bounds, we've got a St. Michael wrestler on the dark mat to our right here. So they did take a wrestler down there, and you heard him. He had a near fall there against the Spanish Fort wrestler. And as Colin in the 175-pound, a match on the red mat is still up, and they're discussing things, so I'll leave it on the St. Michael wrestler against Spanish Fort over there. I'm not positive who that is. He has maintained a stalemate there as he's maintained control for the last 2 minutes. We're going to go back over to Colin in the 175-pound class because that's one we were watching. I don't want you to break away from it. Colin should be down, I believe, a score of 4-1. I might have lost a point in that last period. But I believe he's still down by a point or 2. There's a 2-point takedown by Spanish Fort. That would put my score at 6-1. Maybe, well, he got an escape in there. It'd be 6-3, pardon me. But I've still got Colin down by at least 3 points. And we're still in the second period. It's kind of a stalemate over there. As I look over to the right, I'm still trying to figure out who that St. Michael wrestler is. But he's escaped from the referee's position. We've got a stalemate over here with Colin. I do have a second camera on that mat over there. But again, I don't want to break away from Colin for you. He's in a struggle in the second period. And there's a victory for the St. Michael wrestler. I believe they're calling him a JV wrestler. I'm not sure what's going on over there, to be honest with you. We'll stick with Colin and the varsity wrestling here, but there was a JV. They called it the JV mat. I believe those are younger guys over there, so we're going to call that a JV victory over there for St. Michael. Over here we got Colin in the 175-pound class. He's going to start from the up position as they begin the third period. And I believe he's down by 3 points. He's going to get a reversal here for the Spanish Fort player. There's 2 points reversal, and there's going to be a near fall. He's sweeping his hand the third time there. That's going to be a 3. There's a stick. He got himself a 3-point near fall, and then there is the stick as Colin Thompson in the third period loses with a fall. That'll be 6 points. Team score for Spanish Fort. I believe that gives us a score then now of 40-12 as far as the varsity score at the moment. Now, Toby Edmonston is who I had on the schedule next at the 190-pound class. Hey, Jerry? Who's that? Is that Toby? This is Diego Cortez. He's out there wrestling for us at the moment. I've got him listed as 215 pounds. He might have wrestled down. I don't have the weights. He normally weighs 191, so he could be wrestling the 190-pound class. That actually is what he should be doing. We went from 175 to 190, so this should be Diego Cortez at the 190-pound class. And I believe a takedown by Spanish Fort. The corner of my eyes are what I saw. And then a reversal, 2 points for Diego. And so as he had the reversal, he had controls. They went on a bounce. He's going to start at the top of the referee's position. Diego in the 190-pound class tonight. I've got him, I believe it should be tied 2-2. There's a double flip. There's some movement on the mat, but no points from that. All right, and there is a reversal for Spanish Fort. Diego, if my math is correct, I believe he's down 4-2. Oh, got on his back there briefly. He's going to give him near fall points here. If it's not a fall, he's going to get points out of it. Spanish Fort is, and there's the pin by Spanish Fort. That in the first period, and he had a little bit of airway cut off there, I think, towards the end of the mat. So Diego Cortez with the loss in the first period by a fall. And that should put the score at 46. 28-34. Right? Should be 42. 48-12 on my math is not good for an old man. It should be 48-12 at the moment as far as a team score. No, this would be the team score. Each match, every time somebody gets a fall, is 6 points. Forfeit is 6 points as well. So we have had nothing but forfeits and sticks. So it's 48-12 at the moment. And this should be Sam Edmonston. Sam Crosby at 215. Sam Crosby at 215. He should be wrestling the 215-pound class for us tonight. And that would leave Parker Boss up next. So as we get heavier, getting towards the last two matches, Spanish Fort and St. Michael. As they're still in center mat, and nobody has a point yet. Sam Crosby fighting towards the edge of the mat. Nobody has control yet. He's trying to bring him down. Been headlocked since the beginning. And Sam Crosby at 215 pounds. No points so far. These are at the edge of the mat. There's supposed to be some rules as far as when they actually call out of bounds, but it's really a lot of discretion by the referee. The Spanish Fort hasn't given any points yet, but Spanish Fort has him by the leg and has an elbow. But there hasn't been any points given yet for control yet. There it is, 2 points. He gave a 2-point takedown to Spanish Fort. That's the first 2 points of the match. So Spanish Fort up 2-0. Sam Crosby at 215. Trying to get out in the middle of the mat. He's trying to crawl out from underneath the grip, but there's the end of the first period. Sam should be down 2-0. And it looks like the choice will be for Sam as far as what he chooses to do, the upper right position. He's going to choose to stand up, go from the upright position here as we begin the second period. That was his choice. Instead of starting at the referee's position or with one referee on all fours. I believe Abraham Fiapu is on the mat next door to us on the black mat. And Sam Crosby on the red mat here at 215 pounds is down 2-0 as far as his score. In the mat, we're in the second period. And Abraham Fiapu on the black mat has got himself a takedown. And there is still no points in this second period as they started from the upright position, and that's where we are. Sam Crosby battling in Spanish Fort Toros. Here with the as they go out of bounds, and they'll still be in the upright position. I put my I have a camera on the score table, but it's behind some people that sat down right in front of us. I can't show it to you. We'll move that when we get a chance here to get a little more accurate score. But I believe the score is 2-0. Sam is down. Here's going to be a takedown. There's 2 points for Spanish Fort. He's down by 4-0, I believe, at this point. He's had a bit of a stalemate at the edge of the match. He's going to get a reversal out of this. Not a reversal. Ooh, is it going to give him maybe an escape on that? Depends on how they start this. I didn't see any referee motion whatsoever, so I'm assuming Sam is going to start from the bottom position. He was close to an escape there. Sam's got to get in the right position here. Referee, so he did not escape there, and control is still awarded to the Spanish Fort wrestler. And Abraham Fiapu is on the mat to the right as he grapples with a Spanish Fort wrestler. I believe they're calling that a JV match over there. With Abraham being in 8th grade. But he did wrestle on the varsity match as well, scoring right down. So there's an escape for Sam. That should be 4-2. He's down by 2 points in the second period here. I moved the camera on you, pardon me. Sam had just scored an escape. He needs points. He's down 4-2 here. They're in the second period. One more period to go, but here's going to be 2 points. There's 2 points awarded to Spanish Fort for a takedown and control of Sam. He's got a half Nelson on him, trying to flip him there. He's got him on his back. That's a dangerous position for Sam. He's going to get near fall points, if not a stick. There's Sam in the second period with a score of 4-2. He is taken to his back, unfortunately. So another loss for St. Michael against Spanish Fort. That should give the team score 54-12 at the moment. Spanish Fort is up.
You got a camera on that one too?
Yeah. Well, say they all sat in front of. If you could go down and figure out how to point that at the scorers table, that'd be awesome. They sat. I put it in front of those guys, and they all sat in front of it. So I may have to attach it though. So I was talking to Jerry Marlowe. We're trying to get the camera on the scorers table that's not in front of the coaches and fans. All right, this should be Parker Boss in the heavyweight division, or the 285-pound class, up from 215. Oh, and a quick takedown by Spanish Fort. Parker had the upper hand on him there. Then there's going to be reversal. I didn't see any points. There's 2 points for St. Michael. I didn't see him award any points to Spanish Fort. So I've got Parker up 2-0 here, first period. As he maintains control. This is the 285-pound class. Parker's trying to get him on his back. Parker Boss, it's 285-pound class here, wrestling for St. Michael. He has control over the Spanish Fort wrestler at the moment. This will be the final match against Spanish Fort. Parker's kicked him out at center mat. It has a 2-point lead on him. Trying to get him on his back. There he's get behind. There's a classic half Nelson right there. If you get underneath the armpit and behind the neck and start to turn. And there it is. Oh, I thought he had him turned. He had him. But no points yet. He didn't get him on the mat. It didn't get him on his back. He got the hold, but didn't get the turn. So, but he's maintained control. He's up 2-0 in the first period. Here comes the timekeepers entering the mat. So first period is almost to an end. And there it is, the end of the first period. Parker Huddle up 2-0. And we've got Abraham Fiapo still on the right side mat. I'll swing over there real quick for you. That was the end of a period. It's actually the end of the match, and it looks like it's going to be a decision match. No, they're starting up. I apologize. I'm going to come back to Parker as he starts in the up position. He started in the up position. He's going to warn, give him a hand warning, and a warning to the green player as well. They didn't start from the position there to the referee's liking, so they'll restart. Parker on the bottom position as they start the second period. Parker should be up 2-0. He's got the elbow hold, and there he should have an escape. There's a 1-point escape for Parker. That should be 3-0 for Parker. Parker's got him. Yep. He wrestled a little high there. Lost control of his arms. And he's in a stalemate again as he should be up 3-0. That should be plus a takedown. He should be up 5-0 now. So we're in the second period of the 215-pound class with Parker Boss in control at the moment and a score of 5-0 in the second period. Trying to turn him. Those big men, that's a lot of strain. They got 6 minutes of straining when they're out there pulling and pushing against each other. And Parker trying to get the Spanish Fort man turned. He's got both a leg and a shoulder. Flip positions on him. Didn't help him. Spanish Fort player in a stalemate. Just trying to stay off his back at the moment. Parker with good control. Trying to find a way to turn him. Should be about 30 seconds or so left. The timekeeper is standing up and just kind of waiting to move in. So we're in the last 30 seconds or so of the second period. Here comes the timekeeper. Last 10 seconds of the period. He's got him on his back. He's going to get near fall. Near fall points here. Oh, the timekeeper's right on top of it. There it is, a stick. A stick right before the end of the period. You saw the timekeeper come out there, and she was just about to give the end of the period. And Parker Boss with a big-time stick there. It took him a little bit of effort to get that guy turned, but he finally got him turned there towards the end of the second period. So that was a good 4 minutes of wrestling out of Parker there. Gives him another 6 points for the team score, and that should end up the match then as they're shaking hands. St. Michael, that'll be the end of the match for St. Michael and Spanish Fort. And that team score would have been 54-18. There was not any completed matches. No match went into a third period. Everything went into, it might have went, actually there was one that went into the third period, but they were all ended in either a forfeit or a pin. So there were 6 points awarded for each match. And St. Michael ends up on the lower end of that team score, 54-18. Now there'll be a break here as they get the next two teams lined up on the red mat. It looks like Spanish Fort or Fairhope and St. Michael are just going to wrestle right away here again on the red mat. So they'll give Fairhope time to warm up. Actually, Fairhope is actually warming up on the other mat as we speak. They will be in the blue singlets. And actually, I had a discussion with Coach Hicks last night about the uniforms that St. Michael wears. They are not singlets. If you look real close, they're wearing pants. That is a legal uniform and everything like that, but it is not a singlet. And that had to do with timing. They threw the wrestling squad basically together so late in the season that to get an order in and of singlets wasn't feasible at the beginning of the season, so they went with what they have right there. But they're technically not singlets. As St. Michael prepares for Fairhope. As Fairhope warms up to the left as they take a short break, I will as well. We are up here for St. Michael against Spanish Fort. This is the Wild Cardinal Network. Hold on, it'll be St. Michael Wrestling versus the Fairhope Pirates in just a minute. All right, we're back to the Spanish Fort Gymnasium. Cal Sella wrestling the 12-pound class against a Fairhope wrestler. And I believe he's given 2 points takedown for Fairhope. So Cal will be 2 points behind when they get back on the mat here. Let me get the camera back to wider angle for you. This should be the first match between St. Michael and Fairhope. Cal Sella with the 112-pound match to start. He's starting from the down position as the Fairhope wrestler was given 2 points for a takedown and has control at the moment. Cal working to get out of his grip. Cal Sella working hard. The other Fairhope is working on his arm pretty good there. You see his shoulder. He's trying to get him turned. The Fairhope player has good position on him. It's an unfortunate position for Cal as he's got his shoulder. And he's straining on it good. And he's going to get near fall points here. There's one. Maybe not. He may not. He's back off. He's back off his shoulder. No points yet. No, he gave a 2-point near fall. That should put the Fairhope wrestler up 4-0. And there's a stick. You got him on his back there, and a pin for Fairhope. Cal Sella falls in the first period with a pin in the 112-pound class. That will put Fairhope up 6-0 as far as a team score. As we await the second wrestler to hit the mat. And Abraham Fiapo is waiting at the edge of the mat for a wrestler from Fairhope to show up. On the right side, they're going to have, it looks like, some JV action between Spanish Fort and Fairhope. And we're still waiting for a Fairhope wrestler to come to the table. Here he comes. This is Abraham Fiapu as he gets prepared to take the mat. All right, and it looks as though he may. Yes, he does. He has a wrestler. I thought it might be a fault there. Abraham, of course, will be in the red anklet and getting points off of the left hand of the referee. Abraham Fiapo at 132 pounds. St. Michael versus Fairhope in the second wrestling match of the evening, this being a try match. I had St. Michael falling to the Spanish Fort Toros in the first match. No points so far. As Abraham and the Fairhope wrestler, a bit of a standstill. Abraham has control of him, his upper body, but unable to turn him. Abraham, an 8th grader out of Christ the King. And a near escape for Fairhope. As long as Abraham keeps control of his arm there, he's about to lose it, though. The referee has not given up control yet, so Abraham still has the 2-point lead, 2-0. And there's going to be calling a grasp. You can't lock your hands as he came across the shoulder and neck there. So they're going to start from an upright position, and that's going to give it an escape to Fairhope, which is 1 point. So it should be 2-1. Abraham on top of the Fairhope wrestler score-wise. Right now they're grappling for control. First period as the timekeeper enters the area. So the first period's about to come to an end with no clear wrestler in control, and that's the end of the first period. And I have Abraham up 2-1 in the match over the Fairhope wrestler. This is the 132-pound class. The St. Michael Cardinals here at the Spanish Fort Toros tonight, but they are wrestling the Fairhope Pirates at the moment. Start of the second period, Abraham Fiapu in the top position. Abraham's got him on his back. He should get near points foul. He's got near fall points. I think he's got 3 near fall points here at least. He's close to a fall. Oh, the Fairhope player's got his arc, but I believe he's in trouble. The Pirate is in trouble as Abraham has good control of him, got him on his back, has 3-point near fall. He's just waiting for that slap. It's not there though. Oh, Abraham switched arms, got it underneath his neck there. That's going to be hard to get a pin like that, but he's got it. He's got his scapula down. That's got to be a pin. Did a little distance away, but that looked like his shoulder blades were down. But of course, the referee is a lot closer than me. There, he's going to get off his back. Oh, he's going to get a close to a reversal. Abraham got a 3-point near fall points for that, so he should be up 5-1. Actually 6-1. He should have been up 3-1. Scores either 5-1 or 6-1. Abraham up. 3-point near fall there. Didn't get the fall. The boy, he was close. This in this first period. And they're wrestling to a stalemate now. Here comes the timekeeper towards the edge of the mat. Just a few seconds left in the period. And I have a score of 6-1. Abraham up over the Fairhope wrestler. And there's the end of the second period. She's the timekeeper. That's the end of the period. She's telling the referee it's the end of the period. We used to roll up a towel, and the timekeeper would come out and swap the referee with a towel, but she just gives a yell. All right, as they start from the upright position, my mind got taken away from me. They started in the upright position, so somebody gave up the down position or up position there. And Abraham, he hasn't been given any points yet. There's 2 points for Abraham as a takedown. Should be 8-1 now. He's a little high on him. The Fairhope player's got his around the neck. He's going to get a reversal here if Abraham gives up his arm. Not a reversal yet. Not yet. Nothing yet. No points yet. Even though Abraham's on the bottom, he's still got his leg, so he hasn't given up control. There's certainly I haven't seen all right, there's a 1-point escape for the Pirates. He did not get control for a reversal. The referee was waiting to see if he got control and would give him a reversal, which is 2 points, but instead he got an escape, which is 1 point. So that would be, I believe, the score to be 8-2. Abraham is up. The Fairhope wrestler has some ground to make up here. And little time to do it. Abraham in good position from a score-wise. Just stay off his back. Abraham with actually pretty good technique as far as a takedown for the most part that I've seen tonight. He's in a stalemate here. Neither wrestler really trying to control the other's legs. With the first time the Fairhope first. Now here comes the timekeeper game. He gave 2 points to Abraham for a takedown there. Should be 10-1. We're almost to a technical foul is 15 points. But team, you can get a instead of a 2-point victory with enough point victory, you can get a 2, 4, or 6 point team score, a major decision, and then a default technical fall, I think is the terminology. And that's I don't know if it was a major decision. I don't think it was. My score, I had it 8-1, perhaps 10-1 for Abraham Fiapu, as he got the decision over the Fairhope wrestler, and that should have been the 132-pound class. And that will, as a decision, the first match ended up in a pin, so it will be 6-2 right now is what I'm going to call the team score at the moment. I'm going to give Abraham 2 points for that, 6 points for the first stick. That was, again, Abraham Fiapu with a decision at the 132-pound class. As I try to figure out who your wrestler is here, I believe this is Christian Roach at 138. Christian Roach at 138 pounds. He's a sophomore. Weighed in at 136 pounds tonight. 2-point takedown for Christian. And I believe that's the first 2 points of the match. So it's 2-0 Christian. He's going to give an escape to Fairhope, 2-1. Christian is up. Jessica Sella is here, Cal Sella's mother. Cal and Brody Sella. Wonderful to see her. And then Christian Roach has control out on the mat over the Fairhope player. We're in the first period. I believe he's got a score of 4-1, 2 takedowns to 1 escape for Fairhope. Christian with the cradle, trying to get him on his back. He's got he's got the cradle on him there. He's going to give him up though. There's a escape, so it should be 6-2. Here comes the timekeeper. The end of the first period. There's no points there, and there's no points there. He gave up no points before the end of the period unless he lifts his hand here in between. He did not. It's going to be Fairhope's choice. And they're going to defer, so it's St. Michael's choice. And he's going to choose to go down in the down position to start the second period here. This is called the referee's position, and St. Michael chose to go down here. Christian Roach is going to start from the bottom position. And he should be up. I'm going to call it 4-1. Well, it should be 4-2. He got the escape, 2 escapes, and 2 escapes by Fairhope, 2 takedowns by St. Michael. So Christian up 4. There should be a reversal here. Very close to reversal. He's looking at he hasn't given him the reversal yet, but he's counting near fall points. He's got him on his back. That was a quick turn. Christian almost had him, and then he got flipped. But he gave 3 points near fall to Christian for that. And 2 points for a reversal. So 5 points there. Should be 9-2. Christian should be up 9-2. Now there's a 1 point there, 9-3. Christian Roach at 138 pounds over the St. Michael wrestler. Should be 9-3 by my score. A commanding lead, no matter how you look at it. As far as point schedule, just stay off his back. They're in the second period here. Close match so far. I've got a score of 6-2. 12-2, I'm sorry. Team score. close to the edge of the mat here as Christian maintains control but unable to turn him. There he's going to get out of bounds before he gets any kind of near fall points there or anything. So Christian will start from the top position of the referee's position as they start. There would appear to be about 45 seconds left in the match as the timekeeper kind of prepares to come out. Christian Roach starts from the top position. And Fairhope has gotten, Fairhope has gotten a position. He hasn't called any points so far, but he's going to get some there's a near foul for Fairhope. Christian Roach had a very good point schedule on top of him. Oh boy, it's the end of the period. He can be, there it is. What happened? End of period or a stick? 3-point near fall for Fairhope there. The period did end, so it wasn't a stick, but that 3 points, and then there'll be a reversal. So for 5, it should be a score of 9-2. Should be a score of 9-7 in that case. He should have got 5 points out of that. 3-point near fall plus the reversal. So he tightened up the score very quickly there. We're starting the third period with, I believe, a score of 9-7. A very similar score to that. Christian, I have on top by 2 points as they start the third period here. Fairhope's going to start from the bottom position of the on the third period. So Christian is going to start out with control and a 2-point lead. Fairhope player almost got out real quick. Still got his leg though. Christian hasn't given it up yet. It's close. Nope. He's still got his leg. There's going to be an escape. There's an escape for 1 point. I believe it's 9-8 now. Christian up. So the Fairhope wrestler has clawed back to a 1-point lead for Christian. If I'm scoring this correctly. So the Fairhope player is going to get a takedown here. There's 2 points for a takedown. I believe that takes the lead there. That, to me, that gives him a 10-9 lead. 1 point lead for Fairhope in the third period here. If Christian can get out, that'd be a tie score. Unable to free himself. So control maintained by Fairhope. About halfway through the period. Maybe a little more. Christian Roach, I got him. He was up in a commanding lead. I got him down by 1 point now, though. Right there. That should be a tie game. That should be a tie match right there. That should tie it up. Am I keeping there? It's a tie score. Uh-oh. Christian is going to get 2 points for, he's going to get taken down, so 2 points for Fairhope. I believe it's 12-10. Here comes the timekeeper. Christian's got to escape or reverse real quick here. There's going to be 1 point. Oh my goodness, there's 1 point. He needs a takedown. I believe he's down by 1 point. There it is. 2 points. There it is. 2 points. That's it. That should give him the score. That should give him the match by 1 point. Christian Roach, I think he just won that match by 1 point. I believe the final score is 13-12. Let's see who lifts hands here. Unless I counted wrong, with that last flip, with that last escape and takedown, it gave him. Yes, it did. That last escape and takedown, he was down by 1 point, tied it up, and then the takedown gave him a 2 point win. Nice job by Christian there in the 138-pound class. Let's see. That should give us a 6-8. That should give us a lead, actually. I got to remember where we are. That was a 6 point win, team-wise, for St. Michael. So they have 8 points total, and that was the third match. So I've got it 8-6. St. Michael up. here. St. Michael. Fairhope has got control there. He's been given a 2-point takedown. It should be, is this Eduardo? No, this is Chase Patterson at 144 pounds. I'm sorry. No, is this Chase Patterson or Eduardo?
Hey, Jerry, who is that?
Is that Chase Patterson? There was a 2-point near fall. Okay, that's Chase Patterson at 144 pounds. That was a 2-point near fall. He should be down. Yeah, I lost control. I lost count of the score. There's a takedown by Fairhope, and then obviously a reversal. There's 2-point near fall for somebody there. I apologize. 2 points reversal for St. Michael. If I'm right, then it's 3-2. Fairhope up over over Chase Patterson. Pardon me. Chase trying to get him to the mat. Trying to control his shoulders. He's got his elbow. No, down there, he's always quick over to his. Oh, he was a little bit too quick. The Fairhope player actually just kind of rolled to get himself off his back. He did give two near fall points for St. Michael. I'm going to call that a tie in that case. I believe the score was 4-2. That was a 2-point near fall to end the period. So I'm going to say it's 4-4 right now as they start the second period. And it's St. Michael's choice. They deferred. So Fairhope decided to start from the up position in the second quarter here. And I believe it's a tie match right now. So we're going to start with that assumption. It's 0-0. Well, it's 4-4. But I have a tie match for Chase Patterson. 138-pound class. There's a takedown. There's a takedown, and it should be near fall points. 1, 2. There's a stick. He got a real good position on them. Chase Patterson in the 144-pound class with a stick in the second period. It's another 6 points for St. Michael. They're doing quite well against Fairhope here, actually. That should be 14. We should have a team score of 14-6 with a lead over Fairhope at the moment. So Chase Patterson with a nice victory there, a stick in the second period for Chase. And our next wrestler, we may have a forfeit here at the 144. We do not have a 150-pound class, I don't think. And we're going to get a forfeit here for the Pirates. That's going to give them 6 points. So 12 total, so it's 14-12 at the moment, team score-wise. And this should be Eduardo Silva at 157 pounds. He's got take down quick like. 2 points for Fairhope right there. If that was the original takedown, I took my gaze away as I looked at the weight classes. So I'm going to call that 2-0. Fairhope up over. This is the 157-pound class. Eduardo Silva, senior at St. Michael, has got himself in trouble. He's gonna get stuck here. There's just very little way out of that. He was able to roll out of it. He's gonna get some near fall points there. 3 near fall points for. He hasn't awarded it yet, but there it is. He gave 3 points to the near fall for Fairhope. I'm gonna call that a 5-0 score. £157 Eduardo Silva. He's in a bad position right now. He's down 5-0, and there's a stick. He was in a bad position there on his back, and Fairhope able to come away with a pin in the 157-pound match. That should put them up 18-14 as far as a team score at the moment. And we'd be looking at who next. I'm showing as
Jesse Randolph. Wait.
It might be a forfeit at 175 pounds. So that's six more points for Fairhope. It'll be 24-14 now, team score wise. Who's that? Colin Thompson at 175 pounds. Just wanted to make sure. I'm used to seeing him with football helmets on. And Colin got himself turned real quick there, got himself in a bad position, but got out of it real quick, and he's actually going to end up with a 2-point takedown. That should be a score of 2-0 for Colin at 175 pounds in the first period. Colin Thompson has control. Looking to turn the Fairhope opponent. Got a point lead of 2-0. There's a took him off of both his feet. Bring him back down again, but no points scored. He just looked pretty impressive. We're at 175 pounds. These guys are getting into the big boy category where they've got a lot of strength, and there's a lot of strain going on between those two gentlemen down there right now. Colin trying to get the Fairhope wrestler to his back. Colin's straining hard, but unable to turn him there. He had a little bit of there comes the timekeeper onto the mat. So the end of the first period is near. And that's where we're going to end up with a low scoring. That's where we're going to end up 2-0. Colin with the lead at the end of the first period. It's St. Michael's choice. He deferred, and Fairhope chose to stand up. There was 2 points awarded for a takedown to Colin in that, so that's the score right now, 2-0. Yep, that's it, yep. The 175-pound class, they're straining pretty good. Colin Thompson, as they started in the upright position in the second period, Colin has two-point lead on him. That being the Fairhope wrestler. I just apologize, I don't have their rosters. Colin certainly has a height advantage on the Fairhope wrestler, but that's not necessarily the best thing in wrestling. As they're wrestling headlocked into a stalemate here in the beginning of the second period, and Colin goes for the legs and gets him down. That's a 2-point takedown. 4-0 now, Colin up. He's got him in the cradle. Now he gave up the cradle and trying for the elbow. Colin Thompson's got the upper hand on him now with a 4-point lead. I'm sorry, they went off your camera. Pardon me. As Colin Thompson has control and a 4-0 lead in the second period. About halfway through the second period. Low scoring match as they've been As Colin has gotten control, he's been unable to turn the Fairhope wrestler. But the Fairhope wrestler has been unable to escape either. So there is your stalemate at. He's called them out of bounds, but they were just kind of tangled up together. They're going to restart. Fairhope wrestler should be in the down position as they come out. And Colin with a 4-0 point lead at the moment. Just a few, 20 seconds or so left in the second period. Colin's going to start in the top position, or the power position, and maintain control. Timekeeper is up and looking like she wants to go as she comes out to the mat. So this is going to be the end of the second period with a score of 4-0, I believe. Colin Thompson is up. There's the end of the second period. They're going to take it into the third period here, which is not the norm tonight. Everything's been ending in the first or second period with a stick. No. Nope, should be 4-0 right now. They'll start from the up position. He just chose an optional start there as opposed to starting from the top position. And he might start from the top position like that rather than start with under control. He'd rather want to get points on a takedown rather than wrestle to a stalemate. So that was his reasoning, I think, for starting from the top position. He wanted to go after points instead of a stalemate, and there he's got it. The takedown to his back. And he's got near fall points. There's 3. He awarded him 2 near fall points there, I think. That'd be 6-0. With the takedown would be, actually he gave him the 2-point takedown. I apologize. He hasn't awarded the near fall yet, but there is the stick. That would have been a 2 points for 6-0 lead, and then the pin by Colin Thompson. That's a 6-point victory for St. Michael. So that's 20 points as far as the team score. 24. I'm showing the team score 24-20 right now. A little bit of a surprise for me, to be honest with you. I assumed Fairhope would kind of control the match here. They've got a little bit more experience. Well, a lot more experience, if you want to put it that way. I think they're in their 5th year of wrestling at Fairhope. It may be a little bit shorter time than that, but I made a bad assumption there because St. Michael, as you notice, as I've been talking about, is a team score of 20-24 as we enter into the big man wrestling here. The end of this match. This is, I believe, my pad went dead on me here. I apologize. I'll get the roster back up in front of me. I believe this is Diego Garcia at 180, 190. Let me get us back up and running. And I believe that's 2 points for the Fairhope wrestler as he has control. We'll call that 2-0 for Fairhope over, I believe it's Diego. And he should be at 190 pounds. My roster is restarting. And again, if you haven't joined us or haven't heard, we are here at Spanish. If you just joined us and haven't heard, we are in Spanish Fort for a tri-meet tonight. St. Michael's taking on Fairhope at the moment. They have earlier wrestled Spanish Fort, and there is a stick for the Fairhope wrestler. So that'll be 6 points. It was Diego Garcia, and that'll be 6 points for. So it'll be 30-20. Fairhope is up as far as a team score at the moment. If my math is correct, that would be a 6-point victory for them there. So 30-20 is what I'm showing as we get into the bigger men here. That was 100 and this should be 190 pounds. Toby Edmiston. No N in there. This is Toby, isn't it? This is Toby, isn't it? Sam Crosby, pardon me. Yeah, Diego Cortez wrestled at 250. Wrestled at 190. This is Sam Crosby at 215. So Diego Cortez, I'm sorry, he was wrestled prior to there. I had his last name incorrect, pardon me. As Sam Crosby wrestling at 215 here against Fairhope. This will be the last two matches of the night, 215 and then the 285 next. Sam's got himself in a little bit of trouble here. But he's able to turn. He got, Fairhope got a 3-point near fall there. I'm going to say if that's 5 to nothing lead by the Fairhope wrestler. It could be a little bit different score than that as I looked away to start my roster up, but I believe the Fairhope wrestler is up by at least 5. So we're going to call it 5-0 and go from there. Again, Sam Crosby wrestling at 215 pounds against Fairhope. I believe he's down by a score of 5-0 here in the first period. He's been able to keep him being turned on his back so far. But the Fairhope wrestler regains control. Here comes the timekeeper into the mat. And so we're going to see the end of the first period. There's going to be some sort of points for Sam there before the end of the first period. A reversal, 2-point reversal, and a stick. He stuck him. Oh my goodness. That was a quick reversal as the timekeeper stood and just about ended the match. Sam Crosby with a quick reversal, down on the back, and a stick, just like that. That was a good match. For Sam, that is 30-26 is what I'm showing as a team score right now. Now, Jerry, did you hear that? I'm showing his team score right now of 30-26. So if Parker Boss could get a pin here, that would give the victory to St. Michael. But a 2-point win would only be wouldn't give us a victory. We need a pin from Parker Boss in the 285-pound category. We could tie with a major decision. We could get 4 points. I think he has to win by 10 to get a major decision. And then a technical fall is a win by 15 points, I believe. So a pin by Parker here would put us in the victory. There it is. There it is. He's got takedown and 3 near fall points. That's oh boy, I thought the gentleman had his scapula on the mat. But he's got himself a takedown and a 3-point near fall. There it is. That's it. That should give a team victory to St. Michael, if my math is correct. We'll have to check with Coach on that. But that's it. There's a fall victory for Parker Boss. Nicely done by Parker. And by my math, that gives a team victory of 32-30. I'm going to have to clarify that before I let y'all go. I'm going to yell down to the coach and give me a finals, get a final score of that match, because I believe we just beat Fairhope. Hold on just a minute. All right, I'm back there. I got the final score. I did miss a match. I believe it was a forfeit. It's 36-32, a victory for Fairhope there. I missed to add we had a default or we had a wrestler we didn't have, so they got a default victory for Fairhope. I didn't keep track of it, and there's your final score. We did lose both matches as far as the team scores go. Well, we dropped that one 36-32, but a very good match by the St. Michael Wrestlers. I was very impressed by their acumen tonight out on the mat. So again, thank you very much for joining us. This has been Tony Madsen for the Wild Cardinal Network. Remember to subscribe to the Fairhope or to the St. Michael Catholic High School YouTube channel and the Wild Card Network. Thank you for joining us. Everybody here, the fans, we pray for them to travel home safely. And we give everyone there a prayer as well as we enter the holiday seasons. Thank you for joining us again. This is Tony Madsen for the Wild Cardinal Network. Thank you. God bless.